Welcome to the second Gaming Potential podcast. Sage here, and with me I have Tsukuyomi, and we wanted to talk a bit about the happenings in the gaming world. Probably the most interesting thing in this rumor is the Mario and Rabbids crossover RPG. Is that just not the most random thing you've ever heard?
I don't even know what to say about that. It's like, first of all,
let me explain a bit about this. I don't know where this rumor came from exactly. It just showed up. Supposedly for the Nintendo Switch, there's going to be this Mario and Rabbids crossover. The Rabbids from Rayman, those weird rabbit things that you shot with plungers in that Wii game. Like, what? Why? They're irrelevant now, aren't they? Like, Rayman hasn't... Well, I guess Rayman has had some games recently. But, I mean, the Rabbids haven't really popped up. Why is Mario suddenly crossing over with these guys?
And why not Rayman himself? Like, why wasn't...
Yeah. Why not Rayman?
That makes no sense. And, oh my gosh, an RPG of all things? Like, what is this? Are they going to be part of Paper Mario or something? Or
I guess, besides Paper Mario, the last Mario RPG we've had was Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. And there's no Rabbids in that.
No, I don't think they were a thing yet.
True. But, I don't know. Like, are they... I don't see the Rabbids as anything popular from the Rayman source. Like, it's not something where even Rayman fans or like non-Rayman fans can be like, oh yeah, that's how you recognize Rayman. Because, like, for people who maybe don't even know about Mega Man, if they see a Servbot, they know, like, oh yeah, those are the minions from Mega Man Legends. Or if you see minions, whatever, from that one movie, you're like, oh yeah, those minions are from that movie, even though you've never seen the movie or played the video game or whatever. But the Rabbids, like, people who don't know Rayman, they're not like, oh yeah, I recognize that from Rayman, even though you haven't played Rayman. So it's just like, why would you use something non-memorable?
Not only that, but is Rayman even that big? I mean, Mario's still like a huge gaming icon. I mean, I don't think Rayman
is big at all.
I know a lot of people really like Rayman, but I don't think he's that recognizable as a character.
Yeah, I think he's only recognized within his community and not outside it.
Yeah, and then to take an even less recognizable character from the series.
And then to make it into an RPG, of all things.
But I'm just trying to figure out what in the world this RPG could possibly be if this is actually a thing and not just a rumor.
I feel like it might be like... No, I don't even know. We can't even speculate at this point. There's just like... what would Mario use them for? Why would he team up with them? Where is this taking place? What's even going on? And if this... And this was rumored to be like a Switch launch title, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a launch title, just a Switch game.
Well, if it is a launch title, that'd be insane. That'd be the most expected thing in the world.
Maybe the Rabbids will now just be Mario characters, and they'll just be in with the Toads and
replace Toads with Rabbids. I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think we can really speculate too much about this. I mean, there's just nothing to work with.
No,
they're not related at all.
No, and their games are... I mean, I guess Rayman's can be considered a side-scrolling platformer, but even then, they're not similar in mechanics and how they handle. So you can't really say like, oh yeah, Mario can use them for this, or because it's gonna be an RPG. And how much experience does Rayman have in an RPG?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, wasn't there a platformer for the 3DS with the Rabbids? Like, I don't remember if it was a launch title or an early title. I just remember like this 2D game with Rabbids. Well, I think this has at least an interesting factor just because of how weird it is. It's so strange that I mean, I'm tempted to get it just because like what the hell?
What could possibly be about? Yeah, no. I don't know. I would definitely, hmm, depending on how it handles on some pre-gameplay footage, I might be persuaded. But yeah, rabbits of all things, I don't. They're not that popular.
Yeah, you'd
I
think if
don't.
Mario was going to cross over with somebody, it would be a bigger a bigger name.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what comes of this, and or even if the rumor's true. Imagine if the rumor's not true.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems so strange that it couldn't possibly be. Who knows? Um Oh, you wanted to talk about DLC.
DLC, yeah, DLC in the direction of gaming. Like, there's just so much to be said about DLC. There are people who are for it, people who are against it, and basically, it's just like how DLC has come a long way. In in some cases, it has improved gameplay, but I think overall, it has just been terrible for gamers. Like DLC, the biggest example obviously is Call of Duty. You know, Infinity Ward and what's the other one? Treyarch. They they don't even bother making complete games anymore. Those two companies, they produce the game as fast as they can, and they call it a finished game. And you pay $60 for like a, if you still pay $60, I think it's like 80 or something now, for like a full game, and then you spend like $20 a month every month for like the next year or so buying the DLC that they push out every month or so. It's ridiculous. Like, it started out as a good thing. Like, I remember the very first DLC I ever bought was the Halo 2 map pack, where it was literally like a complete. It was like buying a literally a whole another game
Yeah, I remember it
for
came with a
that.
disc. You just
Yeah,
installed it onto your Xbox.
and it was, you got like so many maps out of that, and that was legit DLC. And I was like, okay, you know, this is what I wanted because it's not really another game, but this isn't too bad because I got a lot for my money. But now DLC, you get so little for paying so much, and you're paying, by the time you bought all the DLC for a single game, you probably spent like about 120 to $200 for DLC, and it's just like all that for one game. That's ridiculous. You know, video game companies are literally making their money off of DLC, and because of that, they're not bothering finishing a game before they produce it.
I don't
It's
think it
just like,
quite bothers me as much as it bothers you, but I can't say I'm not a fan of day one DLC.
mhm.
I mean, if they already have it, I do think they should just put it in the game. But I do like when they continue supporting a game. I don't know what's going on with Call of Duty. I haven't played Call of Duty since Black Ops 2, I think. But if a game is released and then some months later they keep adding more content that you can pay for, like I'm fine with that as long as it's not super expensive.
I mean, like after a while, you have to realize you're paying like two, three times the amount for a video game that you should be doing, when literally, you know, if the game creators wanted to, they could fit all that stuff on one disc itself. But they're just holding back on purpose so they can get more money from you. So it's, I don't, I think overall DLC has been bad for gamers, even though it's probably making video game companies more money.
I think it does
But
come down to pricing somewhat
mhm.
because like the Mario Kart DLC, those are like two full expansion packs for what was it, $8 each?
Yeah,
That was a really
16
good deal. I mean,
with
that
both.
was not very expensive, and you got a whole lot. You got like half the game because there's 4 cups total from the DLC, and there's 8 cups already in the game.
Actually, there was rumored to be more data miners claim that there's like 2 more cups that were hidden, which are speculated to be in the Switch. Uh, I don't know what you want to call it, the Switch port or whatever.
Huh.
So they're talking about like a blue shell cup and like some other cup I forget or whatever, and some more stuff which we've seen that the Switch is going to add some new features. So, but literally, like all that stuff fits on one disc, and yet they choose to release it over a period of time. That's what's bugging me is that they can fit this all on one disc if they just took their time and made the complete game.
Well, then you
Like
would
how
get the game later.
I mean, you would get the game later, but look at Breath of the Wild. How long have we been waiting for that?
And everybody's
That was
upset
supposed
about
to,
it.
yeah, that was supposed to come out on the Wii U. Like, imagine if once they release it, and then they start to say, hey, we have DLC for this, and this, but you're gonna have to pay like this much more, like for Hyrule Warriors or whatever, where you pay the season passes for those like 50 DLCs that just came in not too long ago. Imagine for Breath of the Wild paying for DLC packs like that. Like, for how much we've been waiting, I expect a full game on one disc. I don't understand this whole need that the video game companies push out half-made games nowadays. I don't know. And it goes for like all games too. Like the Batman Arkham, what is that? The Rocksteady games or whatever for Batman.
Sure.
I forget what it's called. It's like Arkham City, Arkham Knight, or something like that. And they set out the game, and then my friend, like, he bought maybe about $60 or $80 worth of DLC. And then I had another friend who waited about like 3 years for like the Gamers Select Edition or whatever it's called, and he got all that DLC free on that disc. So it's like companies can fit all that stuff on one disc, yet they choose not to, just so that we can pay more for DLC. And that's bad for gamers. Maybe good for the companies, but it's bad for gamers.
Yeah, I still think DLC is a good thing. Again, as long as it's cheap. And considering the way Nintendo handles DLC, I think they did it the right way. Because I've paid more than I'm willing to admit on some DLC for like costumes and stuff, like in other games.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. Oh, I think I remember. Do you remember the what was that? Honestly, it was Tron Legacy for the Xbox or PlayStation or whatever that came out not too long for the new Tron movie.
What
Do you
was
know?
this?
I think it was called like Tron Legacy for the movie that came out like 5 years ago or whatever. For like, I bought it for the Xbox 360. I don't know if you remember like the latest Tron movie by Disney.
Okay, yeah.
I remember I bought the game for $60 from Walmart because I got one DLC character from it. And then I learned that if you go to Target or if you go to Best Buy, you get a different character from it. But you couldn't buy that character's DLC pack on Xbox Live Marketplace or anything. So I literally had to pay another $60 for a brand new game just to get one character. It's like that kind of DLC that they split
Oh, I
apart.
hate that. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
definitely gotten a game where they'll give you a character or something, and but you have to go to a certain store to get it, and a different store has something else. But usually I see that kind of DLC comes to the marketplace later, so you can get like one specific thing for free.
Yeah, that's what I think they did do that, but that was close to the Xbox 360's life cycle. So it was like people who didn't really care at that point didn't get it, and people who wanted it already spent $60 on a brand new game. So it's just like DLC like that makes me mad. DLC to where they're putting DLC to finish a game that should have been finished makes me mad. And another thing is DLC that's region locked. I don't know if you know PlayStation a lot of PlayStation games, like PlayStation exclusive games, are really bad about this. To where the region lock DLC for Japan, then for Europe, and then for the US, and unless you've hacked your system, you can't get all the DLC because it's region locked to that specific uh, PlayStation model version, whatever you want to call it, and then you literally have no access to it, and then it's not available.
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen that. It's weird because I imported a game from Hong Kong, and it's funny because the games aren't region locked, but you can't get the DLC for the other games. I guess for some reason in the system they qualify as different games.
yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever. I don't understand. I don't know. It's just I see where DLC can be beneficial, but I think overall video game companies have been abusing it, especially ones like Infinity Ward and Treyarch. Those are the worst. To where if you're shoveling out a game as fast as you can and it's incomplete, you know it's incomplete, and you're like, hey, we'll finish the game through DLC instead of just putting the entire game already on one disc, that's just not. I don't agree with that. It's crazy that we have to spend 2 to 3 times the amount of money for one game that should
Yeah.
be complete
I will
already.
agree that I do think some companies definitely abuse that.
Hmm. And then there's Nintendo that's brilliant with like Splatoon, and all the DLC is free. Even though the DLC could have been on the discs, which maybe it probably should have, but they're like, hey, since it's free, we'll just release it slowly over time.
That was kind of a weird. To me, I thought that was weird. Like,
That
to
was
slowly
free.
release all that stuff and just instead of just putting it all out like as soon as possible.
Their reasoning for it was that so the Splatoon community wouldn't die down. Like, if you think about it, like they released weapons and
I guess that is
clothing
true
and
because
stuff.
sometimes when a game releases something new for it, I'll start playing again.
Hmm. Like Smash Brothers, when all the new
Oh yeah, definitely
Mii,
Smash Bros.
yeah, they released characters and Mii fighters, and I got excited. I bought them and played them that night. I remember the night that came out, you couldn't play or you couldn't use the eShop because everyone was too busy trying to download them. And
Oh
like,
yeah.
the,
I would be one of those people on the eShop before it's released. I'm sitting there refreshing eShop, like waiting for there it is, it's up, and then the game wouldn't even be patched yet, so I couldn't use it.
yeah, that was crazy, hilarious. But yeah, so DLC can be done right, but I don't think the gaming companies are doing it right. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they could be doing it better.
And that's my thoughts on DLC is they need to straighten out and give me a full game, and then if they want me to pay for more DLC, fine. But until then, they need to stop. Not that they'll listen, but they need to stop.
So what about digital versus physical gaming? You preferred physical, right? Or no, you preferred digital?
Yes, and I used to be a proponent for physical copies. I used to love physical copies because there was a time where you would pay extra for, the special edition hard case with the special booklet and the special.
I know, I am a sucker for that stuff though.
Do you remember back in the day? I remember for Game Boy Advance games and stuff, I used to collect the instruction booklets because you actually wanted to read the instruction booklets as a kid because it was full of artwork and special, insight into the story before you played it.
Yeah, I
And
remember
there's so
reading old Genesis manuals, get a little more story out of it.
Yeah, you actually got it actually added to the video game itself, instruction booklets. But now, you open a DS case and there's a little paper that says read instruction manual in the game or something like
Yeah,
that.
it
There's
says it tells you how to look at the e-manual, and it's just like really basic information.
Yeah, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna waste my time going through the game to read an instruction manual. I'm gonna play the game. If I wanted to read it myself, the booklet would be, I'd have take the booklet right here and read it. But so instruction booklets, they no longer give artwork, they no longer give background story, and it's like part of the game, and you have to like it's not too much of a hassle, but it's a tiny bit of a hassle to read the instruction booklet from the game system itself.
Yeah,
And
I don't know how it is on some consoles. I know on the Wii U, like I just hate looking at it on there. It's just like such a pain. Like
yeah.
I'll try looking at it, and it's like, never mind. I'm just gonna go on like GameFAQs.
Yeah, you're like, why would I waste my time here? Even for the PS3, because I still have a PS3. But yeah, it's like it's a pain to try and read the instruction manual through the console itself. Like, I'd rather have a physical copy. And another thing that pisses me off is the case, the cases for physical versions. They're super because we have, in the U.S. here we're very green, and the game cases are made of recycled materials, and they're so flimsy and cheap that the game cases no longer protect the game discs themselves. So you have this really flimsy disc that bends and flops and twists, and it's not protecting your disc. It's not like back in the day where you got a hard cover plastic. And gaming companies are doing this to reduce costs on themselves, but we're still paying full price for a flimsier, weaker, you know, game disc cover. So it's like,
I guess I never really noticed because I just try to take care of my stuff anyway.
I mean, yeah, you can take care of your stuff, but it's just like, even if you hold a Wii game disc or a Wii, like the Wii case for a video game, if you hold the case and compare that to a Wii U, you'll realize the Wii U is more flimsier and it bends easier, whereas the Wii game case will actually like protect it and it's hard. You don't have to worry about stuff like smashing it or it falling from a high place or something like a Wii U hardcover case. So it just pisses me off about things like that.
So
And
did
then,
you thought physical is pointless now with digital gaming?
no, not with digital gaming. At this point in time, the fact that gaming companies put no effort into their instruction booklets, the fact that they put no effort into their case covers, because like
So you just think there's no incentive anymore?
there's no incentive anymore. Even special editions. I was looking online for a video game. What was it? It was I forget. It was something I wanted for the PS3 or PS4 on the PlayStation Network, and it was like you could buy. It was special pre-order for a game, and there was nothing for the physical edition, but for if you bought the digital edition, you got like a free character DLC, extra skins and stuff. So they are starting to give you more incentives to buy digital than they are physical. Like, what was that game on the Wii U? The one where you got the skins, the Zero Suit Samus skin and the Zelda skin or
Oh,
whatever. You know what game I'm talking about, right?
yes. I just don't remember the name.
Yeah, it's just like you got benefits for buying a digital game. Like, they really don't want us. I don't know if it's, part of it's because of the green movement here, but part of it is because they want to spend less money themselves. They don't waste money producing a case and a physical copy of a disc, yet still charges the same amount of money for a full, or even if it's a full game or stuff. So they're slowly pushing us towards digital because that's where all the benefits and special pre-orders are now.
Yeah.
Just like,
The thing I like about physical is I find it more convenient. A lot of people say digital is more convenient because it's right there on the console, which that definitely is convenient if you've already turned on your console. But what I like about having everything on a shelf is I can just see it. Like, I don't have to turn on a system. Like, I can see all my different games from all my different systems.
mhm,
All I have to do is glance over there. I don't have to turn anything on.
yeah, and and that's what I get that too because I grew up around physical copies and stuff, and I was like, I love collecting physical copies and seeing all this special artwork and everything that was put into the casing and stuff. But I guess moving forward for video games, they themselves are switching to an era of digital to where they're making it, I guess, more convenient and more beneficial to gamers themselves to have digital copies. Like they're slowly pushing us in that direction.
It does make me worried that they're going to phase out physical copies and just go purely digital in the future.
I mean, if you look at the Oculus Rift, perhaps the future of VR gaming is no physical copies, because that's where it looks like we're headed, even as of now. I mean, if you think how easy, because I had a friend who the other night, it was like 1 in the morning, and uh, she bought a video game on the eShop and stuff, and it was just like, imagine you don't have to go out to the store anymore, and you can just buy it right then and there online. So they're giving you that benefit to where you don't have to go out, or you don't have to drive here or call, ask if they have something in stock or whatever. The game is just right there.
Yeah,
So,
digital definitely has a lot of conveniences over physical.
and I'm not gonna, obviously I'm like, right now I'm saying digital is better, but I prefer physical. I prefer the cool game case. I prefer the cool instruction booklet. I prefer all the special,
Because it's like artwork for your room.
yeah, it is, and there's just something cool to look at it. But gaming is not doing that anymore. Like the video game companies, they aren't putting any thought into the artwork of a game case anymore, and they're not, and like I said, they're not giving us the instruction booklet. They're not giving us much incentive to buy the physical anymore. They're making it harder to buy physical than it is digital. But yeah, so that's why I think digital is basically what we're gonna have to do now.
Guess we'll see how the Switch turns out. I wonder if, because that game takes cartridges. I mean, the Switch supposedly will take cartridges.
I'm hoping it's. I don't know what to make of that. Depending on how much memory the Switch has, maybe I'll go with physical. And again, it goes back again to the hardcover case, and if there's going to be instruction booklets or anything, like, is there going to be incentive for me to buy a physical?
I really doubt that they're going to put instruction booklets in anymore. I think they're just done with that. They don't even put a piece of paper in anymore that tells you how to look at the e-manual.
They're just like, you better know by now.
I am kind of glad that they're going with cartridges because they're just faster.
That's what I heard. Cartridges are faster than discs.
Yeah, they just load faster.
I don't know if they're easier to hack or not, though. Which would be interesting.
I don't know anything about hacking. I expect it to be about the same, but I don't know.
That'll be interesting to see. Because maybe it is. I don't know. We'll see what happens to the hacking community. But, yeah.
Oh, speaking of the Switch, what did you think of the Switch reveal?
Oh, the Switch reveal. I can't say I'm excited for it. I want to buy the Switch after seeing it, because I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I can take you can kind of take, because the Wii U, the gamepad was kind of like showing you what you could take the gamepad about like 10 feet away from the console and play off screen your TV. So it's kind of like preparing you for that on the go video gaming where you can take a game console. Yeah, literally that's what they're doing. They're like, all right, you can take 10 feet away or 15 feet, whatever it was right now. They're like, so you deal with that until next gen, where we let you take it wherever you want.
Yeah, well, I think the Wii U is just, they wanted just asymmetrical gameplay where like one person could use the touch screen and no one else could see what's going on while they like do other things on the TV.
Which was kind of cool. I admit that was kind of cool. But I want to get a Switch. I think the Switch, I can't say I'm excited for it. I can't say it looks cool. I don't know that this is game changing for video games. I don't think this is groundbreaking in any way, shape, or form, but I'm definitely going to get it. I want to know how much memory storage it has and what other colors it comes in.
Yeah, I think internal storage, it's got to be bigger than 32 gigabytes like the Wii was.
I would hope so.
I don't even buy digital that much, as we just discussed, but like I still ran out of space
Yeah, 32 gigabytes is nothing. Could you imagine carrying around a portable hard drive with a Switch?
Yeah, there's no way. I'm excited for the Switch though. For one main reason is I'm hoping they're phasing out handheld exclusives because I don't when I'm out I don't game really like unless I'm going to be gone for more than a day. I'm
Hmm.
not going to bring like a handheld game system with me.
Hmm.
Um, so like if I'm at home and I have to play a 3DS exclusive, like I have to play on this tiny screen, and I'd rather be playing on my TV.
Yeah,
So with the
exactly.
Switch, like they'll just have that as an option at all times. You won't have to have either a handheld or a console. You can have either one. Um, so like I can finally play like all my Nintendo games on the TV.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that definitely looks. If that's true, I hope that's true. I hope all the DS games will be on the Switch, because who doesn't want to play Pokemon on the big screen? We've been dreaming about that forever, you know. And there's just so many handheld games. Like I've always wanted to play. I've wanted to play. What's the word? Not legally, but I guess like
Legitimately.
yeah, legitimately. I wanted to play legitimately uh, all the Legend of Zelda games, like uh, Oracles of Ages, Oracles of Seasons, Spirit Tracks, and stuff. I wanted to play all those on my big screen. I don't want to play it on a tiny DS. And there's just so much games that I think would benefit from this. Like let's face it, people don't take handhelds on the go anymore. Like we play handhelds in our house still, and we play it, you know, we don't really take them out anywhere because we're afraid of them breaking or dropping or losing something or whatever. So everyone, for the most part, plays handhelds in their homes. So it's like, who doesn't want to play their little tiny handhelds on a big console? That would definitely be wouldn't be game changing, but that would definitely be a bonus for me.
Yeah. I think Pokemon Sun and Moon was revealed for the Switch, wasn't it? Revealed or rumored? Which was it?
I want to say rumored. I don't think it was revealed. I want to say rumored, and it was like I don't know if it was Sun and Moon. I think it was the third installment of Sun and Moon. 'Cause, you know, they do like the trio thing. That's what rumors are, though. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, that would make
It,
sense because yeah, a lot of people for a long time have been wanting to play Pokemon on their
mm.
TV.
And like I understand people are like, well, what about XD? Uh, I think it's called Pokemon XD or whatever, and Pokemon Coliseum and all that other stuff. Well, I'm like,
Yeah, those are
people want to
spin-offs,
play.
right?
Yeah, those are considered spin-offs. The legit Pokemon franchise is the main those main games. You know what I'm talking about? Like those are the games people want to play on their console. I'm not knocking the. I think they're called XD. I don't even know what they're called. I never played them, but I think it's XD and Coliseum and all those other games. I'm not knocking those, but I'm saying those aren't the games that everyone wants to play on the console.
Yeah, I remember Pokemon Stadium. Um, yes, just battling. There's no
Yeah,
story
which
or
just
walking
battling.
around or anything like that.
Which was okay, but it's not what we wanted.
Yeah, it was cool
But
to see him in 3D like that at the time.
mhm, definitely.
What
It was.
I'm looking forward to though is Animal Crossing. I guess it seems like most people prefer Animal Crossing on a handheld, but I still like it on the TV. I feel like it makes sense to just sit down in front of the big screen, walk around town.
I agree with that. I feel like ever since the GameCube, it set the precedent that it should be on a big console, like a home console.
Yeah, and with the Switch, now we can have both. Like people who like to play
Oh
in
yeah.
handheld can, take the little screen controller and play on that, and I can
Hmm.
have my TV and I can play on that.
That reminds me. That's another thing because that's you just made me think of something. I hope that unlike the Wii U, they make replacing for whatever I don't know what we're going to call that, but let's just call that the Switch tablet or whatever that controller. I hope they sell replacements for that, unlike the gamepad. That's going to be a big. because a lot of people broke their gamepad. A lot of people,
Yeah, the only way to get a gamepad is to call Nintendo and be like, I need a new one. Send me one.
which you have to wait for like a month or so, which is just ridiculous. Like, I don't know.
And I think
I
Japan
was
got those in stores. Like, you just
really?
pick them up. That's what I heard.
What the heck?
I could be wrong
You,
about that. Don't quote me on that.
all right. But I'm still mad because I expected more than one gamepad controller. I expected all four to be gamepads.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
still mad
thought
about that.
when I first saw the Wii U. I was like, wow, that's dumb. I was like, everybody's gonna have this giant controller, and originally I wasn't going to buy the Wii U. I was like, I don't like that, and I was like, oh yeah, Zelda comes out on Nintendo consoles. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to get one. And then it turned out to just be like kind of just part of the console, and everybody gets a Pro controller or something.
The Pro controller, I admit that was a nice controller. I'm not going. I actually like that controller, but yeah, I was hoping for four gamepads. Four gamepads would have been amazing. I hope the Switch does four of whatever those things
Well, they
are.
can connect together, so I mean, you can
Oh,
have like
really?
four people or more with their own screen. They showed it in the trailer. They showed like a bunch of people sitting around with their own little screens.
Wait. But isn't that itself a console?
Yeah, so I guess everybody needs their own console.
I was, hmm.
I mean,
If
if
what
the
you
rumors are true, it's only going to be like $250, $300. I mean, which is still pretty pricey. But I mean, as far as console goes,
that's
that's
cheap
not
for a
too
console,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to like, I guess like link up with your friends or whatever for the Switch?
Um,
Like,
what do you mean link
like
up?
I guess for like instance for like Pokemon games, will you be able to like trade with your friends using your console?
I mean, yeah, you should be able to wirelessly the same way you do out in 3DS.
I don't know. I think linking up is going to be an interesting feature because it's kind of like linking up a handheld slash linking up your console.
I guess it'll work like a handheld. Um, you link up wirelessly with your whole console.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're out or with somebody locally.
Which is kind of crazy because you're not just linking. I know, because like I'm thinking of it as a handheld, but at the same time, I feel like you have to think of it as a console. Like I'm not really sure how to understand the Switch right now.
I mean, it's both, really.
Hmm. This is brain teasing. But
And you said it wasn't revolutionary.
definitely not. We'll see. Well, once it comes out, I'll definitely give it space and see what it can do. We'll see its first 100 days in office and see how it does.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be getting it day one. Kind of have to, though.
Oh, true. I can't wait to see if there are any bugs first before I get it.
Well, supposedly it's going to be Android based, which I don't know, but I think that would mean it would be less buggy to start with just because they kind of have this groundwork already laid out for them.
Hmm. Is that who does their mobile gaming?
Who knows? Maybe it's just
That's
easier to work with.
Androids. That's interesting. I feel like. I wonder if there's. Android's an American company, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Let me look it up.
Maybe it's Japanese or foreign or something, Asian. That's interesting to see them coming together because I didn't think they'd go with Google or anything.
Well, Android's not Google, right?
No.
Oh, it is developed by Google. Okay.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is?
yeah. Android was
What?
developed by Google.
Wait, then what's Android's competitor?
Apple?
But doesn't Apple work with Google?
No. Do they?
I feel like half their stuff works with. Wow, this is really crazy.
No, I don't think Apple has anything to do with Google.
I feel like they use. I feel like Google is like free for every Apple product. I don't know. Hmm. I did not know Android was developed by Google. That's interesting. Well then. All right. So this this excites me so much. This is interesting. This is where I think every 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 I think this is where gaming companies should start focusing at is like having their games maybe not quite crossover, but kind of like connecting them to speak. So for the 3DS, came out like what I think 3 years ago. Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden, which is a fighting game, which is closely to the fighting game styles of Budokai. If you're a big fan of that, even though it's for the DS, it's still pretty similar and stuff. Nice sprite work.
Is it DS or 3DS?
3DS. I just call it DS, but yeah, came out for the 3DS system, and it's just it's such a good fighting game. It's very reminiscent of Budokai for those who love the PS2 fighting title, and sprite work is amazing. The fight's amazing. Story, there's no story there as with all Dragon Ball Z games, and yeah, I mean obviously it's a short play. You're mostly playing it just to fight, but however, the creators, who is Bandai Namco, which I don't know why Pac-Man's not in this game. That'd be interesting, but
That would be very
anyways,
interesting.
I think I think Namco should do it. Definitely work something there. Maybe you know, Goku and Pac-Man can fight or something like that. That'd be interesting. But yeah. So Dragon Ball Z is they make this Dragon Ball Z fighting game, or technically it's a Dragon Ball Super game, but let's not get into that. But if you're a true anime fan, you need to pick up this game for the 3DS because Bandai Namco just created a One Piece fighting game, Great Pirate Coliseum, which barely came out in Japan, so we don't know when we'll get a Western port yet. But it's for the 3DS, and it's made by Bandai Namco, and depending on what version you have, you can cross over and fight people from the other game. So literally, you're not just online. You're not just fighting Dragon Ball Z characters anymore. You are also fighting One Piece characters, and you can battle out with people who are One Piece fans, or you can battle out with people who are Dragon Ball Z fans. And it's just they literally connected these two completely different games. They're both in the same genre. They're both fighting games. They're both in the same style, so controls are the same pretty much, but they're two different games. Some people may consider them palette swaps, okay, whatever. But you know, if you're an anime fan, you love One Piece and you love Dragon Ball Z, these two games like cross over and you can fight both of them. And that's what I love that you can buy two different games that are yeah, they're similar, but if you're in the anime business for so to speak or whatever, you're gonna see them as completely different games and you're gonna want to play them and you're just gonna want to cross battle and I think it's pretty interesting to see this. It's amazing to see that you can buy these two different games and stuff and then battle with them. Yeah, that's pretty cool to me. Like I'm hoping they make like a Naruto game or something and just like expand on this mini universe and stuff. It's definitely interesting.
It's quite the promotion there. By the way,
I'm so
not sponsored by Bandai Namco.
Although if they're listening, I hope to put Pac-Man in the game as DLC.
That'd be very strange.
I would totally buy Pac-Man just to battle Goku and Luffy. It's definitely awesome. If you're an anime fan of either series, you should definitely look into this. And if you don't own the 3DS, you definitely need to buy a new DS. Which reminds me, the new DSs are going on sale for Black Friday.
Oh yeah,
$100.
yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
cheap right now.
Dude,
Yeah, if you're
the cheap-
listening in November, go get a 3DS if you don't have one. It's super cheap.
Yeah, and I have my favorite is that black new 3DS Mario bundle, $100. I paid like $260 for my Animal Crossing bundle. Like, why is that? Why is it so low? Buy it.
Why?
It makes me mad, but I do want to buy another one. So maybe I'll buy that one because I do want one in black and one in white. Dang you, Nintendo. I just want to buy all your stuff.
Yeah.
Like their amiibos that just came out, that Mario Party wave.
Oh yeah, I got all of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna be showing those
What?
off in a let's play eventually.
Nice.
Because of the Mario March Mini friends with I don't know. What the hell's the name of that game? But it uses the
Like,
amiibo. And
man,
yeah, I'll be doing that at some point.
and those amiibos. Oh man, Nintendo and amiibos. Did you get any? I forgot the Link amiibos came out not too long ago.
Oh, the Zelda
The
ones? Oh shoot,
this
really? The Toon Link and
anniversary.
Toon Zelda?
Yes.
I was gonna get those. They already came out?
Or no, sorry, they didn't come out. They were for pre-order, and pre-orders are gone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
always have to like check the pre-orders on Amiibo that I want because they're always going up and down.
Hmm. Yeah, and I was gonna get them, but you can't pre-order them, and now we just have to wait until they come out and hope there's some left. Wait, do you have the Toon Link Smash amiibo?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, are you gonna buy another Toon Link? But yeah, I don't know. There's just so many amiibos. I'm not gonna lie, they don't have very much functionality right now, but still want them.
Yeah, I just like to look at them. I mean, yeah, they're fun to just have on my shelf and just kind of
Yeah,
put them together. And,
appreciate.
yeah, I have all like the same games kind of together. I like to put Zero Suit Samus next to Pikachu because of the Subspace Emissary.
That is how that duo got popular.
We did want to talk about a bit about 4K resolution in gaming.
4K. I know 4K is like the biggest thing out there, and everyone's super excited, and they're like, "Hey, I want 4K and stuff." But I feel like, you know, it's just at this point in time, it's not worth it because from a gaming perspective, it's so hard to get 4K right now, and there's only a handful of video games that are even 4K capable right now. Like
4K.
most of
I
them.
think TVs have at least like entry level 4K TVs are relatively inexpensive right now. It might be because of the holidays, but they're not too bad right now. A lot of people are starting to throw out their 1080p's and get 4K.
I think it's probably because it's close to Black Friday, as we're doing this podcast. But yeah, I can see that. But
I definitely
I don't know.
appreciate the increase in resolution, but that is because I sit so close to the TV. I think if it's like in a living room, like a family room where everybody's like, 20 feet away from the TV or whatever, it's not really gonna make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, here's 4K. It's just like I understand 4K is this brand new, high definition standard and stuff that everyone wants, but it's just like for 4K gaming. Video games are telling us that you need the new TV and you need to get the new console that's 4K capable, but video games themselves are not necessarily capable of 4K themselves.
I'm
So it's like,
surprised at how early consoles jumped on that, like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One S. I don't know if the S does 4K gaming or if it's just Project Scorpio, but they're jumping on that like right now. It took them
I
a
feel
while
like,
to get to 1080p, I think, didn't it?
yeah, it did. And honestly, I think it's just like the Blu-ray capability thing. You remember when Blu-ray first came out and PlayStation and Xbox were like, yeah, we're Blu-ray capable and stuff or whatever, and they started spending all this money for the upgraded versions
Yeah,
to
and that was
be.
at a time when nobody had
No one had
Blu-rays yet.
Blu-rays. Yeah,
Nobody was
and no
really
one had
making Blu-rays.
no. Yeah, Blu-rays weren't being made, and no one was buying Blu-ray players. Everyone was still on DVDs, and they're bragging about this Blu-ray technology, and that's what 4K is right now. They're touting 4K, but you can't really buy a 4K game right now because gaming companies aren't making their games 4K capable.
I guess they'll start making them now, though. So it's kind of like
Mm,
buying a new system, sort of. I mean, it's got similarities.
I can see that. I don't know that they'll start making it right away. I think soon, maybe. I would say give it a year or two, and then 4K will be common household
Yeah, it's definitely
stuff.
making its way into the new
Mm,
standard.
hmm Definitely, but
But the thing about
I
the
know
Blu-rays, I think it was worth it in the end. Did PS3 have Blu-ray? I don't remember.
the PS3 Slim and upward had Blu-ray, but not the first one.
Okay. I
So
think
yeah.
for PS4 and Xbox One, probably was worth it. Because at
hmm
the time nobody really had Blu-ray, but now,
Yeah,
um,
everyone has Blu-ray.
yeah. So
But
it's
yeah.
good to have those on hand.
hmm Yeah, definitely. And there's nothing wrong with going out and buying 4K right now and being like, I want 4K whatever so I can be ready for when 4K is made common. But right now it's not common. So if you're like, I need 4K right now, you don't need 4K right now because video games themselves aren't capable. Because for 4K to actually be enjoyed, you need a 4K capable console, you need a 4K TV, and then the video game itself needs to be 4K. And right now we're waiting on video games to catch up to the TV and the console. Because as it stands right now, you're just watching a DVD inside a Blu-ray player. That's what you're doing when you buy a 4K TV and a 4K video game right now, until the games reach 4K capability.
If you were looking to get one though, like if you don't already own a PS4, I think I said this before in another video, but if you don't have a PS4 and you're going to get one, you may as well get the 4K one just to future proof.
hmm Yeah. Yeah. If you're gonna prepare yourself for the future, go ahead. If you don't have the money right now, it's not really a big deal until video games catch up. And then by that point, if you don't have 4K, you'll be left behind.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, so that's where we're headed with 4K. And then soon after that, we'll be jumping up even higher, I bet. Because HDR just came out, right?
Yeah, HDR is even
So
bigger than 4K though, in a way.
I think it's like I don't know too much about it, but I feel like it's like an add-on for 4K because you have 4K and then 4K HDR. So it's like I think they're jumping a little too far ahead, but
Yeah, if you get
definitely
4K, you may as well get HDR as well,
yeah.
because the colors do look a lot better with HDR.
Obviously, video games aren't there yet. They'll probably catch up soon with the way things are going. But yeah, I guess if you have the money, go ahead and spend it. But if you don't have it, you're not in any rush to get it right now.
Yeah,
But yeah,
don't waste your money. This is your tip of the day. Don't waste your money.
basically,
Unless you have it.
yeah.
Alright, that wraps it up for today. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you like this, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for gaming reviews and other gaming topics.